Hey folks, welcome back. This is Chris in Central Pennsylvania. Does everybody remember Ramaphosa in December of 2017? Well, I never bought into that nonsense, and I'm on record as saying so at the time. I did say that Ramaphosa had a narrow window if he was genuine about changing the trajectory of South Africa, which obviously he wasn't. But looking to cover his ample backside after the African National Congress-led government deployed ill-equipped, poorly trained, and ill-disciplined troops to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, lacking basic resources or medevac capability, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa took to X to distract from the ANC's culpability in the death of 13 South African soldiers in Goma this week. And he said the following on X: "The fighting is the result of an escalation by the rebel group M23 and Rwanda Defense Force militia engaging the armed forces of the DRC and attacking peacekeepers from the SADC mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo." RDF militia? Seriously? Wow. Unlike the SANDF, the RDF is one of the most experienced and capable militaries on the continent. While SADC sat around collectively thumb-sucking, it was the RDF that deployed to Cabo Delgado province in Mozambique and turned back the ghouls terrorizing that northern part of Mozambique, not SADC or the SANDF. That, my friends, was a very stupid own goal by Munir Palapala. Very stupid. I've never understood why people thought he was such a smart guy. He's not. He's just a privileged cater who was handed his wealth. While Paul Kagame is long overdue to leave office and is arguably an autocrat, to put it mildly, unlike Ramaphosa, he's an accomplished leader with a proven track record as a soldier, a politician, and as head of state. All that Cyril has accomplished is chase away foreign direct investment, race hustle, divide South Africa, collapse the economy, oversee the deindustrialization of what was once the most successful and vibrant economy in all of Africa, all while leading the African National Congress to successive defeats at the polls in 2021 and again in 2024, reaching its lowest national level of just 40%. Ramaphosa is a condescending chap who thinks he is all that and a bag of chips. But it's more like it's high time someone told him that he has had his chips. He fancies himself a big shot, having the cheek to tell President Donald Trump at the United Nations during his first term to not insult other countries and blaming America for his disastrous COVID failures over vaccines with the idiotic mantra, vaccine apartheid. Following Cyril's foot finding his oversized mouth on X Wednesday, diplomatic tensions between South Africa and Rwanda escalated with Kagame's predictable public rebuke of Ramaphosa, accusing his Pretoria counterpart of distorting the facts. But it gets worse. In Trump-esque fashion, as the midnight hour approached, Kagame went to X and posted the following: "If South Africa wants to contribute to peaceful solutions, that is well and good. But South Africa is in no position to take on the role of a peacemaker or mediator. And if South Africa prefers confrontation, Rwanda will deal with the matter in that context any day." It's all like Donkey Kong. Speaking on 72 Radio on Thursday morning, Rwandan government spokesman Yolanda Makololo stated, "Your president put out lies that our president had to correct." Makolo said Kagame would not allow Rwanda's position to be distorted and would not allow people to put words in his mouth. President Kagame's response is in reaction to the dishonesty in that tweet by President Ramaphosa. It is not necessary. He could have accurately reflected what was discussed, and in a situation like this, where we are trying to establish the facts and the truth so we can work towards a solution, we have to be clear about what is being said and avoid being dishonest. Shocked that he can't bully strong black African leaders the same way that he can with liberal, guilt-ridden leftists in Europe and North America, Cyril and his government hunkered down on Thursday, careful of how they were quoted in the press. An unnamed but reportedly highly placed senior government insider told News 24 that we've adopted a hard line that we are not going to put the president into a tit-for-tat with Kagame. We are a regional leader with an international stature as a country, so we're not even going to respond to that. You see the arrogance there with international stature? What international stature? In Tehran, in Beijing, in Moscow? Nobody gives a flip what Pretoria has to say. Those days are long gone, buddy. You've squandered that. And the official added, we also have a bigger agenda of peacekeeping. And what we're worried about is when you give an impression that we have a weak army, because when you portray that and that a president is lying, you are degrading a country. We must be careful not to fuel the situation. Well, Ramaphosa started it. Let me translate that from the Thule House into standard English for y'all. Oh man, we can't lie about black African presidents and get away with it? Then let's pretend we are more concerned about the mission than our fragile egos. International Relations Cooperation Minister Ronnie Lamola went on state broadcaster SABC Thursday night to try to calm things down. He confirmed that Ramaphosa had yet to respond to Kagame and said that the president remained available to engage with any leader on the continent whose aim was finding a long-lasting peaceful solution. Lamola, however, admitted that perhaps South Africa shouldn't have referred to the Rwandan Defense Force as a militia. That could have been handled differently, he said. You think? You think? You don't mess with Kagame. Media and coffee table analysts are stoking fears within South Africa that the two countries are headed to armed conflict against one another. While Kigali and Pretoria have long had serious issues between them, a shooting war is not in the interest of either party. Kagame has enough security issues to deal with, and the South African National Defense Force cannot afford the embarrassment of being whipped badly on the battlefield, which is what the RDF would do to the outmatched South Africans in the DRC. This is another own goal by an incompetent government led by the ANC, obsessively focused with racial issues in South Africa, which matter to virtually no South Africans, instead of good governance and not poking its nose into business it has no business being involved in, like the DRC. What say you, South Africa? Rocky times ahead. Cheers.